a general reading, so this automatically means that not everything that is mentioned in this reading is a fact. So what's going on in your story? Take what genuinely applies. Hey, Celine. Take what genuinely applies to your situation and leave the rest. Please avoid making any rash decisions based on a general reading. If you would like a reading based on your own personal energy, you can, of course, book a reading on my website, which happens to be angelicaascensionstarot.com. Hey, Peachy Pie, Miss Celine, thank you for the feedback. We're always going to talk about delicate topics. Leo, consider this a trigger warning, and please don't rush to make any rash decisions based on a general reading. Let's get into it. See what's playing out for you over the next 7 days. Seems like there's something going on with the mother and child. Leo, you could possibly be the adult child in the situation. Maybe this has something to do with your relationships with your children, parent-children relationships, whether your parents are alive or deceased. It seems like it's still relevant in some sort of way. Always have fear and anxiety, Leo. You might be prone to overthinking, much like an air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini could be relevant in your situation. Some of you are dealing with Libra. Anytime I do Leo, Libra comes out, Virgo comes out. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius, the water bearer. Some of you are dealing with Capricorn. I think some of you are dealing with a police officer, possibly. Corrections officer. Somebody could possibly be in the military. Spirit, show me what's going on with the Leos. There's a Scorpio that shows up to your reading. The chat is quiet tonight. What reading was that? What sign did I do? That was Leo. It was in the all signs. It seems like you might kind of little by little be peeling back the layers of a situation of what's going on with a child. Because it seems like something is going on with them. Leo, a cross watcher. There might be something going on with the visibility of your windshield. Maybe it needs to be clean. Maybe there is a crack on it. You might be dealing with some uncomfortable shoes. Maybe you don't like your drinking water. It seems like somebody's lies are snowballing. Somebody's lies are getting out of control. It's a lot going on, Leo. It looks like you got a situation where somebody is obsessed with you. And you got the devil. That's interesting. That's the song that I heard in my head. Just as I pulled that card, the devil. I heard this song called Very Superstitious by Stevie Wonder. And there's a lyric that says, the devil's on his way. Maybe there's somebody that you feel is the devil in your situation. They might be on their way. It might be this King of Swords, speak of the devil. Yeah, Libra. Owls could be very relevant. Something that you're experiencing. You're noticing a lot of bird activity. Owls, crows, bats. Here you are, Leo. Whether you're male or female, or you resonate somewhere in between. Seems like you have a new romantic connection coming in. You got somebody that it seems like you had somebody and you got rid of them. You trade in the old for a new. Just feels like something is a waste of time because somebody coming back. And yes, just as I mentioned, the devil's on his way. Somebody's a Capricorn who is obsessed with you. We're going to see who this is. You do have somebody coming back. This is somebody that maybe you don't really want to waste your time with. You don't want to interact with somebody. They stepped out on you. It seems like you're really on their mind around this period of time. They maybe, that's interesting. I heard a song in my head, right? The song that I mentioned, somebody feels like they speak to you through music, especially if somebody that passed away, they might be speaking to you through a song. You might hear a song that takes you back in time, in the time that was relevant of someone that meant a lot to you while they were living. It could be a song that triggers a memory, and it could take you to a place of feeling emotional, thinking about somebody, possibly your mom, maybe your past. You got the new situation coming in. You're possibly backing away from dating. Maybe that's not something you want to do by choice, but maybe it's just the circumstances right now. Somebody is attracted to you, Leo, and I think somebody might be trying to win you over. But I think somebody might be sleeping on what you have to offer. Or vice versa. You could be doing this way, you could be feeling this way towards someone. It looks like there's something really deep going on, on an emotional level for you. We talked about healing, we talked about peeling back the layers. It seems like you're concerned about your home or your home life, especially when it comes to family and your belongings. You're very family oriented, it looks like. Maybe you're not really feeling motivated and inspired right around this period of time. It seems like something is causing you not to feel like yourself. Maybe you're not feeling well, you're having headaches, you're under the weather. It seems like there's a lot on your mind and a lot on your plate, a lot that you're having to deal with. You might have a pet that is ill. If it is not a human that is going through some sort of an illness, you must sing. That's why somebody says, I speak to you through music. Somebody might be inspired to write a song about you. How long has that been like? Did you notice that? Sarisha, did you notice that? I wasn't on the screen.
How long was that?
I'm not sure. Let's see. You got tension with someone. Yeah. For some of you, this person that I'm saying is a new person is actually your. Huh?
Almost for like a minute. Maybe 30 seconds.
Okay. There's someone that you've been having tension with because it seems like something really pissed you off. Something that you've had a tense moment with someone. You're upset with them at this current time. You feel betrayed by somebody's actions. Leo. Is somebody talking to you crazy? Because it seems like you can't seem to escape the thought of it. Okay. Leo, it seems like somebody said something to you that caused you to feel very emotional. This could have been in your upbringing, and you just, like, this memory is like permanently etched in your brain. I think you might not think that somebody is thinking about you like that, Leo, especially based on the last interaction that you had with somebody, because it looks like somebody took something way too far. And your feelings were hurt as a result of whatever happened here. They're thinking about this. They're thinking about you. They're thinking about how they can fix the situation. They may not say anything because it seems like the person you're dealing with is full of pride right now. And they don't want to bend. I think it's got you feeling confused about what to do. I think you're sleeping a lot. I think you've got a lot on your mind. I think you're up, not just thinking about things. I think you're obsessing about things. Things that you might feel are beyond your control. Maybe you're looking at things in a very pessimistic way. You're choosing to see, like, is the glass half full? Is it half empty? It seems like you're having to make a decision to stay on the bright side or look on the pessimistic side. And it seems like right now you're kind of feeling like things are just not working out the way that maybe you'd want them to. So yeah, I think you're obsessing about a situation. I think that there's somebody that you're not speaking to, and I for sure feel like there's somebody that maybe casts the blame off on you, or vice versa. There's somebody that might feel like you're overreacting to something that may have went down. No, your issue with someone is that you feel like they're self-centered and they're inconsistent. So I think you're feeling confused about this relationship around this period of time. Like I said, you feel like somebody is sleeping on what you have to offer. I think you pulled back, Leo, because it looks like you have faced some uncertainty. You're realizing that a relationship that you have with someone is very complicated. Random side note, you might be getting some laundry done. You're definitely dealing with somebody who's dealing with others. You're not the only person on their radar, Leo. They have you in a whole competition. Yeah, it's leaving you feeling emotional. This is where because it seems like otherwise you really care about you love this person, or you're starting to really fall for them. And just feels like you wish they weren't so stubborn. And maybe they're looking at you like, wow, Leo, you're just very emotional. Somebody could possibly be coming across as very detached. Like somebody doesn't hear you out. They cut you off in the middle of a conversation. They want to dominate whatever the conversation is about. They're defensive, you might feel, or they might feel that you are, Leo. It might be that somebody in the scenario doesn't feel good enough. They fear rejection. You might feel that somebody makes excuses for everything. So all that to say, you don't feel like a priority to this person. You know that something is up. You know that they're dealing with someone else, or at least you have a hunch about it. And this might be your child's other parenthood, it says, if it's not clear. It seems like I mentioned to you, parent and child situations could be something that you're lost in thought about. Maybe your mom wants to reach out to you. Maybe this is your mom thinking about situations. She might hear a song that takes her back to maybe when you were a toddler, you were a baby. Or like I said, you have a memory that takes you back to somebody that you really do care about. So I think that if we're talking about a conversation, something went back and forth, something got heated, and it went left. And maybe you wish that somebody wasn't so narrow-minded. Maybe you wish that someone would broaden their thinking. It seems like somebody is jumping to conclusions and they don't consider your side of the story. Dehydrated? Like I said, maybe you don't like drinking water. Or somebody around you doesn't. Detached from drama. Somebody feels like there's just a ton of drama right now. And so, yes, and I say that somebody is detached. Trust and believe me when I say somebody is dividing their time between you and other people. And this is causing a problem. It seems like it's another person is getting in the way, or other people are getting in the way of you being together with someone. It's not just that though. It's not just there's other people. It's a few other situations that go into this. Seems like it's not easy to communicate with someone, and something has you feeling a little bit afraid. You have a feeling, Leo, a cross watcher, that you just can't seem to shake. And it seems like around this week you might be pulling yourself together. You feel like somebody does not appreciate you. So you're having to make a decision. Spirit says make this decision from a clear mind. You're not speaking. You're dealing with somebody who's loud too. Like I mentioned to you, somebody overtalks you, or they talk to you like a child, unless you're actually speaking to a child. There's a child that feels like maybe you don't take their feelings into consideration. Somebody feels this way. Interesting. You got obsession twice. So where does this go? A Sagittarius that comes into the picture. Yeah, so I think you're going to be aloof. This is how people are seeing you. Maybe somebody feels like you're a mind reader. Hey, you might be, somebody might assume that you know what they're thinking about, or that you know what I mean? They don't explain themselves. They just assume that you're supposed to know what they're thinking. Somebody's a smoker. Some of you spent a lot of time with this person. Oh, Leo, showing up to work late. You might be, whoever this is, Leo, you might feel that they're embarrassing you. Somebody making fun of your mom. I don't understand. Wow. Somebody has issues with possessiveness. Singles, there's somebody that's coming in. They're going out of their way to impress you. They're doing very romantic gestures, like they're bringing you flowers. They're opening your door. They're very chivalrous. They're going out of their way to show you that they're the perfect gentleman, the perfect lady. You take it however it applies. I think you might be falling for somebody pretty quickly. I think that this person, for some of you, might have kids. I don't think that you're talking about deeper issues with someone. Something starts off very surface level, and it seems like you can't get past that surface level. It seems like you stay very optimistic. You're optimistic about where this goes. So it seems like you really are intrigued. You want to give this a chance, and then boom, next card out, self-elimination. Something takes a turn very quickly. You were starting to develop feelings. You were open to giving this a chance. Let me back up, actually. Let me remind you, this isn't everybody's story. But it's somebody's story. If it's not your story, don't assume that I'm talking about your situation. But I do feel that you find out kind of quickly about a third party situation. You see this as for the wrong reasons. So I think somebody was possibly coming to you for the wrong reasons. Yep, you're getting butterflies. You're feeling giddy about this person. You're making wedding plans in your head. You know what I mean? It just seems like you really feel like something is going someplace until you hit a red flag. Somebody has somebody else. For some of you, maybe someone is not seeing someone else, but emotionally they're still holding on to an ex of theirs. Mentally and emotionally, it seems that somebody has not quite moved on from an ex, but they might be in a stressful situation having to do with their ex at this time. And so maybe they're just kind of keeping things open until they figure out what's going on with that particular relationship. It just seems like you're not able to get an honest answer, or you're, like I said, nothing goes beyond surface level as far as communication and conversations. It just seems like you are not able to talk about deeper and more meaningful things. Because it looks like one of you is thinking about marriage. You're keeping your heart open. You're willing to see where this goes. And then you hit a brick wall. Somebody, see, if this is your story, it's because somebody wants to rekindle a situation with someone with their ex, but they're just in a very awkward and tense place with them right now. And for some of you, that's what the obsession is. It's over an ex. It's over trying to figure out that situation. And it's over making a decision about whether or not they should continue with their past or if they should continue to do things with you. But the reason that they're keeping it surface level, if this is your story, is because of that attachment that they have with somebody that they don't really know how to really sever this emotional tie from. They feel pulled toward somebody. And it seems like somebody has an issue letting go of the past. And so spirit guides say they're trying to show you there's something that comes up, some sort of red flag that gives you a clue. Once you see the clue, once you receive the evidence, it seems like somebody's like, deuces, I'm out. And so it seems like you might be spending some time apart from someone. Just as maybe you were falling in love, you had a snag. It's not to say that this can't be fixed. However, it seems like in some instances, somebody came to you for the wrong reasons, or they kind of played the situation to make it look like they wanted a commitment. They wanted a real relationship, but really what they want to do is play around. So all that to say this, somebody's playing games with you. And that's real messed up when we're talking about somebody's emotions that are involved. And we're not just talking about, it wouldn't matter if it's one person or it's many. It's like, you don't play around with people's emotions like that. But it seems like that's what's going on here. So I think you're waiting for someone to reach out, Leo or Cross Watcher. You might wonder if somebody is going to reach out, because this could be you kind of getting lost in thought. There might be a song that kind of comes on the radio or plays on your playlist, and then one thing leads to another, and you're going down memory lane and you're thinking about a situation, and you start to become like really obsessed about the thought of maybe love or love with a particular person, because it does feel like you may have felt like you met your perfect match. It's just that things right now are very complicated. The point that I'm trying to make is that somebody doesn't know how to pull this situation back together. They're feeling very discouraged about it, yet they don't quite know how to put their pride as I can't say that they don't know how to. It's just that they're literally choosing not to. It's easier to play a game. It's easier to keep their walls up. And trust and believe me when I say they're thinking about you. I mentioned to you, it may not be obvious to you. It might be news to you. Like, wow, they think about me. I couldn't tell. They do. One person is keeping their distance because they have completely withdrawn their energy, because they're now aware that there's a third party, or they are suspicious of there being a third party. And for some of you, that's what the obsession is. Somebody's kind of obsessed with trying to figure out the truth, because it looks like somebody lied and then they told the next lie and the next lie and the next lie, and things begin to snowball, and now things are completely out of control. Everything is out in the open. So if you did not know you were in a third party situation, and this happens to be your story this week, the ish hits the fan and the drama takes place. Or if this is old news for some of you and it has already happened. For some of you, this is not playing out with you. This might be happening with your children, especially like if your children, I mentioned to you, are young adults, they're teenagers, they're getting into relationships. They may be experiencing some sort of heartbreak, and that might be the mother figure that feels that's hurt to see her child going through something, because it looks like somebody played her child and made them look like a clown. So something might have you pissed off. We talked about that. For some of you, this is a distant memory. This already happened. And like I said, there might be something that sets off this spark, right? That takes you back and triggers a memory. You got good memories with this person, or Capricorn and Taurus. You have good memories with this person, Leo, but I think you might be focused on the bad ones right about now. What didn't go right and such. This type of thing. So someone is possibly coming back. We are a cross watcher. Maybe things might go kind of quiet. Oh, some of you, somebody goes ghost because they're married. If they're not married on paper, and they're in a what's supposed to be an established relationship. So you concerned that maybe somebody is not claiming you in public. And this would be why, because they got a whole situation and they don't want their partner to know about it. Yep. When I mentioned to you, somebody views the other person as dramatic. So they're like, you know what? You completely overreacted to a situation. I don't want to deal with this right now. It's that type of thing. Like you might feel that somebody struggles with vulnerability or doesn't really show any other emotion, any other variety of emotion except for anger. Let's see where this goes. For some of you, this is happening with family members. There's a choice that comes through. You're going to be seeing someone, or I mentioned to you, there's something that you're going to be seeing or hearing about that takes you to an emotional place. It looks like somebody comes through this week looking for clarity. So who's going to be the one to make the first move? Leo. How does this go? Right now, they're keeping their distance from you. Let me be honest. They feel like you're being annoying. It doesn't mean that it's true. This is just how they're seeing the situation, right? They feel like you're overreacting. So they're annoyed right now. I think you're expecting it to take long before the next time that you hear from this person. I think you might hear from them before the 7 days are over. But I think there's a strong potential for the cycle to repeat. So whatever you've been through with this person that got you to this place, it seems like it's redundant, right? Due to somebody's inconsistencies, especially the inconsistencies in their story. Who's coming to say something? Possibly a Scorpio. But it seems like someone has not made a decision about this right now. For others of you, you're waiting for closure. And your spirit guides are saying stop wasting your time waiting for this closure. Because for some of you, this person is not going to give you this closure. The power has shifted to them, is how they look at the situation. So giving you closure, genuine closure, and telling you the truth about things takes, if they feel like the power has been stripped from them. Your guides want you to know that there are secrets here. And for some of you, this is somebody that's interested in a sex only relationship. They're not looking to offer you anything more than that. That might be where the confusion is. That might be something that you don't see, but you see it later on down the line. Especially when you get to a point, like I mentioned to you, that you're really falling for this person and you really want to be their partner. There's for sure a Scorpio. There's a Scorpio that's coming your way, sun, moon, or rising. But spirit guides want you to be aware of everything. They have multiple partners. It looks like like I said, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, they're making the first move. Obviously, not all of you are dealing with a Scorpio. There's an earth sign that could be making the first move. Leo, in some instances, it is you that might be making the first move toward this person to break the ice. Oh, wow. How many? It's Leo. That's this King of Pentacles. It must be a Virgo. So we're talking in Virgo. Title of Virgo is Caught in a Lie by 3 different women. And then the 3 different women show up in the reading. And of course, whenever I do Leo, Virgo comes up. It never fails. So you're dealing with a Virgo. Like I said, Virgo is making the first move. Water sign is making the first move. For some of you, an air sign is coming through. Your mom is concerned about you. Or for some of you, this is a mother figure that is just very, that's meddling in the situation. Okay, somebody might feel, your partner or the person that you're talking to, they might feel like your mom is meddling. It just seems like there's a mother that's invested in what's going on, a mom that feels like her heart is in the right place. She's looking out for the best interest of her child. It seems like the mother has been included on something, like someone is confiding in their mom about a particular situation. For some of you, you have a mom issue. This is where there's been some sort of disconnect with your mom. Maybe it's very difficult to talk to your mother about something, or a parent, an elder in your life, because you might feel that if you were to be real and honest, somebody is just going to lose their mind. They're going to go ballistic. They're going to overreact. So it seems like somebody kind of keeps things to themselves. And instead, they obsess about it in their own head. They keep silent. And I say, Virgo, I don't know how this goes. I just know that somebody comes back to communicate with you. I just don't know if you're going to get what it is that you genuinely want out of this conversation. And if it's going to cure everything. that is going on right now, because you might feel that it doesn't really resolve things. Yeah, you want the truth, Leo, a cross watcher. You've already seen the red flags. You've already seen the writing on the wall. You already see what's up. You want the truth. Somebody's not telling you the truth. They're going to deny it every step of the way, Leo. So I think you're deciding to back up from this. You are taking a breather. But I think some of you might be decide to stick with it, with this connection, even though it is complicated and is difficult. I think somebody decides to stick with it. Now, I don't think that they're gonna talk to you about things. Remember, I was telling you, somebody keeps it surface level. They don't talk about deeper issues. So whatever is the thing that created this drama between the two of you, it just seems like somebody comes in and they expect you to drop it. They're like, don't talk about it anymore. Don't bring it up. They're acting as though nothing ever happened, and they just completely gloss over the fact that whatever happened has affected you the way that it has. I don't know, Leo. Whatever you decide is whatever you decide. But that's kind of how I see the situation playing out. I mentioned there's an Aries. I believe so. Let's see what's going on in some other area of your life. It seems like you need some sleep. You got a lot of stress that you're handling. It seems like you're lacking patience. You're feeling impatient about something. You could possibly be working on something creative. What are you obsessed? No, I was asking Spirit, what are you obsessing about other than maybe this person? I think it's your money. Because I think your money might be on a down cycle right around this time. Some of you are in school. You might be writing a paper. This might be finals week for you. Oh, is that your baby? Yeah. So if we're talking, some of you are raised by a single parent. Yep. See, there's a single parent situation here where somebody, again, inconsistencies with a co-parenting situation, and it seems like the mom is taking the brunt of things. It seems like there's a mom that's just overwhelmed. We talked about that, this card that said parenthood. It just seems like parenthood is just very hectic. You're multitasking, you have a lot going on. Maybe you work from home or you're in school. You're tackling your studies, but you're also having to maintain being a parent. It just seems like something takes you overboard this week. Because especially maybe thinking back and having reminders of the fact that you have a whole other co-parenting partner, yet they're not around, and you're stressed the F out. You're raising kids by yourself, it might feel like. Some of you are married to somebody, yet you feel like a single parent. I don't know. You got a runny nose, Leo? Somebody's not feeling well. I was trying to see what's going on in your situation. It's your money. I'm trying to figure out, did you lose a job? You're talking to a kid. So this kid is an adult. Right? You might view your co-parenting partner as a kid. They act childish. You might feel anyway. But I think you might be giving somebody advice, sound advice. This seems like this isn't unsolicited advice. Somebody's deliberately asking you for your input. Yet you might feel like, wow, somebody's not taking my advice. Or you're having a conversation with someone, whomever this happens to be, you feel like the words that are very important to you are going in one ear, out the other. All that to say this, communication with someone this week could possibly be quite difficult. You might feel that it is difficult to get your point across. emotional situations, my emotions begin to rise when it comes to things that are important, and you feel like someone is trying to shut you out. Somebody is looking at the other one as though they're overreacting, right? We're talking about your money. That's what I was trying to look at. What's going on there? It looks like you have a lot of responsibilities that you're trying to maintain. I mentioned to you, you're going to school, some of you, you're raising kids, you're running a business. You just have a lot on your plate, and it seems like you are stressed out. You're completely emotionally maxed out this week. This could possibly be you lashing out because of the pressure of what's going on, and because you might not have that big of a support system. um, you're just kind of holding it all inside. It seems like something might come up, your emotions might come up in a big eruption this week. At least that might be how somebody sees it, yet they don't understand why. They're like, wow, that's traumatic, Leo. But they don't know what's really going on. And not everyone deserves to have that look, right? That look inside, that that peek inside, right? About what you're going through. You don't necessarily have to show someone, reveal to them, or tell them all of your business. But I think somebody is wondering, but rather than asking, it seems like they're just assuming that you're being dramatic. But really, no, you're actually just overwhelmed. Possibly by circumstances this week, especially when it comes down to your funds, because it seems like they've dwindled for some reason. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Have you lost your job? You might feel like you're about to lose your mind. What's going on at work? Oh, you're a troublemaker. Somebody trying to start some ish, Leo. Some of you, maybe you did get fired. Others of you, you see that somebody is an issue at work. There's somebody at work that might be making things kind of difficult to be there. You just feel like things at work are just way too difficult to bear right now. There's a lot of gossip, Leo. So be careful about your, how do I word this? I'm not trying to say emotions are a terrible thing, but what I am saying that is that you might want to be careful about who kind of knows information, personal information about what you're going through. Because it looks like you might be prone to kind of wear your heart on your sleeve. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in the right setting, in the right situation, you might want to pull yourself together before you go into those doors at work. Yeah. Because it looks like gossip is definitely a thing. You're waiting for news from a job. I've mentioned to you, some of you, maybe you did get fired, or there's been somebody that this is somebody's aim, which is to get you fired. Some of you work from home, or maybe you own your own business. This is somebody that wants your business to suffer. They're trying to affect your reputation in some sort of way. All that to say this, there's a job offer that's coming through. If you're a business owner, things begin to pick up. But it feels that as though you feel stuck. You feel like you don't have any options, or you feel like your options are limited at this time. Maybe it has something to do with your living situation. Maybe you're not sure if you want to renew this lease. Come on with it. You are stressed out. You're like, oh, I can't handle any more work. You're overworked. You're stressed out. Possibly you might even feel that you're underpaid. It seems like you have an aspiration to do something else. Come on. You are. Some of you are multitasking. You go to work, you go to school. It just seems like it's hard to keep up with both. You might be very concerned with numbers or a particular assignment. You could possibly be going over the books at work. Maybe you're doing your taxes. Maybe you don't know how to do your taxes, and maybe this is spirit guide saying leave it to the professional else. I promise you, you gotta be behind with laundry. You might be catching up with laundry, as I mentioned to you. Uh, your money, yeah. It seems like maybe you might be eating out. Maybe it's hard for you this week to make decisions about things, maybe even about what you're gonna eat that day. Yep. So it looks like you're waiting for a particular message to come through this week, Leo or Cross Watcher. Maybe you're waiting for an email, a message with work, or maybe a living situation. There's a response that you get back that is an affirmative response, and it seems like it makes you excited. You're happy about it, but it definitely feels like you're behind with work. So maybe you don't feel like there is teamwork at your job. There's plenty of people running their mouth. You might be having an issue with a boss. So you could possibly be concerned about job performance, getting to work on time. And like I said, there's a troublemaker at work. You might feel, I'm not telling you to smack the mess out of somebody. I'm not. But you might feel like that's something that you want to do because somebody, Leo and Cross Watcher, that's the drama queen in the situation. And I think you see that about someone, that somebody is trying to stress you out or create a situation where there is drama. And yeah, your anger, one thing leads to another because, like I said, things have been piling on. You're stressed out, easily triggered, emotional. Some of you might even be PMSing. Yeah, it might take the right situation. Maybe they came across you as the wrong person, wrong scenario here. Somebody is crossing you, and you might be tempted to call someone out. Some of you, this is happening in your head, and it's not literally happening. You're not really confronting someone, but you might want to. Some of you, you might come face to face with somebody because this is a respect thing. It just seems like you're tired of somebody disrespecting you, running their mouth about you. So if somebody is talking about you at work, Leo, yeah, somebody doesn't want you to know something. It seems like this information gets back to you and something has you feeling pissed off. Or you just know that somebody is just gunning for you. I told you, somebody's trying to get you fired. They're trying to get you in some sort of trouble. You got a legal situation. You're like, I'm trying to say I guess like a rap sheet. Some of you might have gotten in trouble with the law before. Maybe somebody knows that, and this is why they're trying to rile you up to get you to get you into some sort of legal mess, or this is you potentially getting in trouble at work. It's like somebody's trying to get you written up, but the goal is to get you fired. It seems like you got a troll at work, like somebody is poking again and again. They're trying to provoke you. This is something that happens on a repeated basis. And I think this is the week that you had enough. They came looking for a reaction, Leo. It seems like you're tempted to give them this reaction. Somebody is bound and determined to cause conflict. You might work in the same exact position as they do, yet they view you as competition. So at work, maybe you might feel a bit restricted. You might feel a bit stifled. But before this week is over, it seems like you get back into the game. You might feel after a moment like this that maybe you kind of just want to run and hide. But yeah, you're getting back. You're developing a strategy to get back into the swing of things. Opportunities come in, even though for a moment things seem like they're kind of still and frozen, and you kind of get stuck. It seems like in your own head, you're obsessing about a situation. You're wondering when things are going to turn around. Or this is you looking back and having regrets. Like, you're like, wow, Should I have said that or done that? Or maybe this is you obsessing about the situation, thinking about what you should have said or what you should have done in a moment. Or maybe you did have somebody in front of you and you could give them a piece of your mind. Seems like you're telling somebody about themselves this week, Leo or cross watcher. You got people that are trying to interfere with what you have going on, trying to be disruptive, trying to create distractions. That's who these individuals are. So spirit guides are trying to make you abundantly aware of who the drama starters are, who the snakes are in the grass, so that you can avoid and protect your energy. Unless it's you remaining in a protective bubble, because I think you're exhausted of this. Some of you, this is a spiritual attack. You're exhausted of this. You're like, oh my God, why do these people continue to attack? You're definitely protecting your energy. It seems like this is some sort of mind manipulation. A cross watcher. Trying to get a conclusion about what's going on with your money. Yes, come on, you're taking a stand. And I think that's what you're doing here. You're standing up for yourself. Just don't put your hands on anybody, Leo. Not everybody's situation is the same, but that's what I mean. There are consequences. Somebody ends up in cuffs, okay? Or behind bars, or ends up having a case. And looking back at the situation, you're looking at it like, wow, this person wasn't worth it. They were not worth, the issue that you're going through, where you're looking back and you're like, wow, how did I let things snowball out of control? It's because of your anger. Some of you, maybe it's necessary to get some anger management. You might be considering anger management classes. Or this is just, like I said, it's been building and building and building with somebody that you work with or that you live around. And like I said, you're ready to tell somebody about themselves. I mentioned to you about timing, getting places on time, being punctual, because it definitely feels like somebody is watching you closely, trying to see what time are you coming into work, what time are you coming in from your breaks. So what I mean, it might be the tattletale in the situation, like they're trying to get you in trouble. Somebody wants to get you fired, like I said. Somebody said something to you, Leo, or crosswatcher, somebody put their foot in their mouth. I think somebody thought something was real cute, real funny at the moment. And then I think somebody realized, okay, wow, why did I react that way? That's what I mean about anger and reactions, and somebody going out of their way to try to poke at you to get that reaction. Spirit, what's going on with Leo's money real quick? What happens? Well, it seems like your financial situation is on an increase, because I mentioned to you, your financial flow begins to improve, your cash flow, because you got a job that's coming in. I mentioned to you, there's an attack on your reputation or on your business. This becomes a temporary situation. Things are restored and they go back to normal this week. But you're stressed out about it because you feel like somebody is just getting away with thievery. Maybe you feel robbed. You feel gypped in some sort of way. Yeah. It seems like you might be strategizing maybe with somebody, unless these are people strategy. What's going on with Leo's money, spirit guides? See, it seems like somebody is determined to make you look like a clown. Or somebody ends up looking like a clown, somebody that was trying to cause problems for you. It becomes their downfall. Things get turned around. See, there's definitely somebody trying to puppeteer or manipulate a situation to create a narrative, to make it look a certain way. Somebody ends up getting exposed, Leo, for this attack that they're making on you. Some of you could possibly be going, are you going to a pawn shop? Maybe you're going to the bank, whatever. It seems like you're getting a loan. or someone could possibly be loaning money, receiving a loan from you, asking you for a favor. Maybe you're going to the car dealership. You might actually start to look into getting another job. You see this? Somebody in the background is so salty, Leo, a cross watcher, because I mentioned to you tables turn in a particular situation. Someone was trying to cause problems for you, and then you end up winning. And somebody in the background is feeling salty. I mentioned to you, somebody ends up looking like a clown in a particular situation because they were trying to go overboard to make you feel emotional or have you crying, right, in front of other people or whatever. And they're just so confused. They're so perplexed. Like, how in the world did that happen? How did Leo seem to defy the odds? How did they win this situation? They want to know how things turned around so quickly for you, Leo, or cross watcher. It seems like somebody is taking a stand spiritually. You're not letting somebody wipe their feet on you spiritually, Leo. It seems like you're fighting back. It's not saying that you're necessarily putting witchcraft on people. I'm not saying that, but maybe you know how to protect your energy. The advice, Holy Spirit, for the Leos for the next 7 days. Thank you. This is exactly what I was leading to. Somebody's karma. It seems like it plays out right in front of you. What goes around comes around. What somebody meant to be your downfall becomes their own. What is somebody hating on? Your individuality. They don't like it. They don't like that you're unique. That you're not somebody that is cookie cutter, run of the mill, and that kind of goes with the crowd. You're a free spirit. You do things differently. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. Somebody feels like maybe you have the advantage, Leo, a cross watcher, and it seems like they're trying to pull that advantage from you. But like I said, it backfires. We're talking about somebody doing magic on you. So this whole situation about someone being obsessed, this obsession situation, somebody is trying to bind you, limit you in some sort of way. For others of you, let me make it clear, you do not have any sort of witchcraft taking place, but you do have your mind may be the thing that might be your worst enemy at times. But I think some of you, somebody is so obsessed with every little thing that you do, trying to provoke at every moment. Maybe I'm taking it overboard by saying every moment, but maybe I'm not, because somebody is obsessed. Anyway, I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. You're starting to feel bitter, cold, resentful. And rightfully so. It makes sense. It seems like you've been going through something for a long time. You're a human being. You have emotions. You have every right. You reserve the right to be upset. You guys are saying find a way to release yourself from this, because it seems like it could, for some of you, be creating hindrances. It could be keeping relationships at bay, relationships that you really genuinely want, but it may be anger issues and not really being able to communicate effectively with other people that might be kind of keeping someone lonely when they truly, genuinely want companionship. Might be pushing people away is what I'm trying to say. With that, Leo Nation across Watcher, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you found that it was helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Consider subbing to my channel if you are not yet a subscriber. Thank you, Leos and cross watchers, for tuning in. Even though you didn't get the notification, thank you for being here. Have a beautiful, blessed, and productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Stay tuned for the paid live if you'd like to get a live reading with me on YouTube Live. Follow me to the next live session. See you there.